Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Maria, and if you're new here, then welcome. I'm so glad you could join us today. So today's video was inspired because I've been thinking a lot about my personal career and stuff like that, and I think a lot of people, the coronavirus has sort of changed their perspective on what they might want to do for work, because people may be thinking a little bit more about jobs they can do that they can get a decent salary and they'll be essential, so they don't have to deal with getting laid off if this were to happen again, or if we were going to go into a recession or something like that. So I wanted to do this video to help you along the way and talk about some careers that are very recession proof and will make it so you can stay in the career you love for a long time. I wanted to talk about some of those industries today, maybe help you guys out if you're looking to make a career change. I'm sure if you're going into college or you're coming out of college, you're definitely thinking about what's really gonna be a good career for you. And if you like these types of videos, please subscribe and like this video. It would really help my channel. I really don't want this to be a super long intro, so let's just get on with the video. So the first recession-proof industry, which I'm sure you guys know and are familiar with, is healthcare. Healthcare industry obviously has so many jobs within it that you're sure to keep along the way. There's sales within the healthcare industry for medical products, there's research, there's doctors, there's nurses, EMTs, like all that sort of stuff. So I kind of just put it all into one because I'm sure you guys know there's so many different career choices that go along with healthcare, and I just wanted to take a minute to give a shout out to all of the nurses and doctors and people involved with trying to make our community safer during this time. You don't go unnoticed and you are very appreciated, so I just want to let you know that I appreciate you so much for doing all you do. And yeah, so healthcare could be a really good option for any of you who want to go to school, want to get involved with that. And the next thing I thought I could mention, I'm trying to do different industries, so if people have experience in different things, then it'll kind of show what would be good for them to go into. The next thing that I have is accounting. I actually have a friend who's in accounting right now. She's doing an internship. She's fine, like she didn't get her internship canceled or anything. You're always going to need accountants. Companies are required to give out their books, give out their numbers, and stuff like that. You can't just lay off your accounting team and say, oh, just kidding, we don't need you, bye. Like, you just can't do that because it's actually against the law for them to like keep their books. They have to send out what their books are. It's illegal to not do that. So accountants are very, very important. Even if they have to work at home, they're still going to be employed. So say this happened again, they probably wouldn't get laid off. So this is an industry you can get into. I have friends who are in this and they have been very successful. So I definitely recommend getting into accounting if you have the credentials to do so. And the next one that I'm going to talk about is the insurance industries. I think this is such a cool industry to get into, especially if you're getting into the insurance sales business. They always need more salespeople. And in a lot of people's budgets, they are making cuts on like maybe retail stuff and different products and stuff that they really don't need, but everyone needs insurance. I would think that probably around now, car insurance may be a little bit iffy. People may not be going places as much, so they may be deciding to not do car insurance. People are always needing insurance, like health insurance, especially now. People are going to want that a lot because what if they get sick? Like, they're going to need it. So I just think that getting involved in the insurance industry, you can never go wrong. So I highly recommend this for anyone. I know so many people who have been successful in insurance and talk to so many people who completely recommend being involved with the insurance industry. So definitely consider that. I'm sure you would be very successful if you did decide to get into this. And the fourth thing that I think would be really great for anyone is alcoholic beverage manufacturing industries. Whether you work the counters at the liquor store or you help make the actual product, I don't think this industry is ever going to go wrong. I mean, everyone's like looking at the essential type of companies, and the liquor store is one of them. It's needed. I don't think that you guys would ever go wrong by working for a liquor store because it's always going to be open. And the next thing that you really can't go wrong with is the HVAC industry. So the HVAC industry is heating, ventilation, and this is actually the industry that my dad works in right now, and he's been very successful with it. As long as you're hardworking, you know what you're doing all the right things, basically you're going to be able to stay. But My dad personally wasn't affected in his job at all by the coronavirus. They did have him do some work from home because he's a manager, so he was basically like doing all their paperwork and stuff, but his job was fine. So I definitely would recommend to try and get into this industry. I think it's like 2 years of schooling, so it's not that much. My dad did a bachelor's too because that kind of helped him get into the management position he's at now. Definitely consider that because I know a lot of people have been successful in that industry. I've heard really good success stories from like my dad and other people about being in this industry, so I definitely recommend it if that's something you might be interested in. The sixth thing is consumer staples, and I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Consumer staples are like just food, beverages, household items you might need and stuff like that, and if you're working either in manufacturing these things or directly in the store, I don't think you would really be at risk of losing your job because honestly, like, these are things that people are always going to need. Consumer staples are considered things that people really feel they need and they're not willing to take them out of their budget because they feel that they couldn't live comfortably without them. So I definitely recommend working there because being in a place that's something that people all need, something that's really going to help you because there'll never be like a huge decrease in demand for the product you are selling. And the seventh thing that's actually surprising but so true is the fast food industry. Whether you're working the drive-thru, the front counter, being a manager there, or even manufacturing the products for the fast food place, there almost always is going to be somebody who needs it. So in a recession, not everyone will lose their jobs. Like, people will lose their jobs, but not everyone is going to. A lot of people are going to be on the go to work, and while there's been more of an idea of the saving money on food and being healthy and all that stuff, a lot of people are constantly on the go. A lot of times, like, I could just make a sandwich, but a lot of times I wouldn't want to. I'd more so just want to go and get something really quick. I think that's a career where you could get into it and you really like wouldn't have to worry about losing your job. People are always going to be trying and going through a drive-thru rather than cooking at home or doing other stuff because they're just constantly on the run. Eighth thing is home renovation services. This could be surprising to some people, but other people might understand why. But basically, in the recession, a home renovation service sometimes might even be a little bit more busy because if people are struggling with money, the first thing that they may be thinking about is, how can I downsize? How can I like buy a property that is easier to manage with my money? And so they'll hire home renovation services to make their home look a little bit better, and then they'll try and sell their home and downsize into a home that is more affordable for them. So I definitely think that a home renovation service would thrive in a recession or outside of the recession because people are always going to be looking to do the next best thing to acquire a little bit more money, make it so they're living in something a little bit more affordable. And the ninth thing people are always going to need is collections agencies. Now, this is something that could be a little sad for somebody working there because basically what a collection agency does is they're trying to collect any money possible from somebody who hasn't kept up with their credit payments. So basically they're hired by a company and the company is trying to get the money back from somebody who might owe them money. So they hire that agency to try and figure out what is going on with the money and like try and acquire that money from somebody who probably can't afford to pay, and that's why they're not. This can be a really sad job sometimes because you really hear people's stories and what they might be going through, why they might not be paying. So it's definitely really, really sad. This is probably a career that might even do a little bit better in a recession because there'll be so many people who can't keep up with their bills, but they do good regardless because there's always going to be people who don't pay their bills. They just like have ran out of money and stuff, so there's always going to be a need for collections agencies to try and get their money back. And the 10th thing that people are always going to need is policemen and firemen, and I've kind of put this together making sure society is good, so I thought that they would be good paired together. Obviously their jobs are much different than one another. They are both government employees, have a similarity in that way, but they're really just there to help the community. Again, I really just want to thank the police and the firemen and the EMTs and the healthcare workers, doctors, nurses for all you have done during this time. It does not go unnoticed again, and I just wanted to make that very clear that I am very grateful for all of you. that concludes my list of the types of jobs that will still stay steady in a recession. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know a lot of people have been thinking about their careers and if they want to make a career change based on what they've seen from COVID. I really hope this helped you, maybe even gave you some ideas about what career you might want to do, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. It really helps my channel. Also, if you could like the video below. As always, I post every single day, so I'll have a video for you guys tomorrow. I'm sorry this one got up so late, by the way. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. You have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.